Stick with what we have authorized. You'll be safe.
Show. I have my little son here. You want to come into the video? Here we go. Hi, my son is 6 today. I haven't done a video for a while. What happened was I took the summer off to spend with my son, and as he was off from school, obviously, and we had a really nice time. But you know, I did do a video about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago now, when my husband and my son and I were in Florida. And I did it with Robin and Mike from What's Up Watchtower. And here's a clip.
Hey everybody!
Hey everybody!
Welcome to a very, very special edition of What's Up Watchtower.
We had such a great time together. Hi Mike, hi Robin, if you're watching. It was, they met my little Minu too. It was so great to meet up with them and do a video with them. They are just two of the most fantastic people that you can meet when you leave the cursed JW org. And yes, that is the title of today's video, that Jehovah God is cursing JW org again. But before we get into the specifics of just how that is happening, I have some really good news to share with you. If you haven't already heard, you have been invited to a large gathering of ex-JWs and possibly current JWs, I'm sure there will be some there, who will be getting together on November the 5th at Warwick. Warwick. Sorry, that's Warwick, New York, I think it is. And this is, if you don't know what Warwick, New York is or what that's all about, it's the Warwick Branch Davidian compound, otherwise known as the JW headquarters or their Bethel, which they moved from Brooklyn to this remote, obscure Branch Davidian type setting. So anyways, nearby there is a park where there's going to be a gathering of ex-JWs that are all meeting together. And the really exciting news as well that I just heard the other day is that there's going to be a national news media coverage of this event. So it's really building in momentum. There's a lot of people there, and I'm going to just show a clip here of a small video that Parker Bryan had done. He's one of the organizers of this event, where he's just going to give you some more details about it.
Just a few miles south of the new facility is a park called Ringwood. There we will be assembling not just ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, but the local community, the churches, the media, as well as a surprise guest. We're inviting the governing body themselves to attend. There they will see testimonies of people that they have actually affected by their corrupt policies and organization. They're going to have to be face-to-face with live testimonies, abuse victims, people who are shunned from their families, and even relatives of those who have killed themselves because of how unloving this organization really is.
I will be at the ex-JW gathering in Warwick.
Let you guys know that I'll be heading to New York on November 5th of this year.
I am going to the protest against Jehovah's Witnesses
On November 5th, 2017.
My name's Josh Kinney. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I'll be coming from Kansas.
I'm Trisha Frangia. I'm an ex-JW from Alberta, Canada. I hold a criminology degree and I work primarily with victims and offenders of violent crimes.
I am going to be one of the ones attending the protests at Warwick on the 5th of November this year.
Warwick, New York on 11/4 and 11/5. You betcha I'll be there.
There's going to be a number of people gathering there who have been Jehovah's Witnesses in the past and who have left.
So I'll put the link to this entire video down below in the description of my video so you can see the whole thing. And, you know, if you can make it, please do so, because if you are able to attend, you will meet some amazing people. And there's also a surprise guest or guests invited as well. These are either a governing body member or a spokesperson from the nearby Bethel has been invited to attend. I'll be honest, I'm not holding my breath as to whether or not they will be there. But the invitation has been extended, so we'll see what happens. This organization has been acting very weird lately, so I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not really surprised of anything they seem to be doing these days. They're quite a different organization from the one I grew up with. But in the event that you're not able to go, Warwick isn't close for all of us, there has been a GoFundMe campaign set up as well. I'll put the link in the video's description to where this is. I haven't been involved in this event, I'll be honest, but from what I understand, it seems that the organizers have other future events planned as well, so stay tuned.
We love you all very, very much.
Son of a...
So now on with today's video as to the specific ways that Jehovah is cursing JW.org. Now, if you grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, you would have heard them talk many, many, many times about how Jehovah is blessing them, right? Whenever there were member increases, whenever there was a new Kingdom Hall, whenever there was a new branch facility or whatever, whenever anything good was happening for them, Jehovah was blessing the work. Well, now we're seeing nothing but decreases, one after another. Decrease this, no more publications for that, decrease the watchtowers, decrease numbers. So this must mean, of course, that Jehovah is cursing the work. Let's have a look and see some of the ways he's doing this. We see a class action suit in Canada for sexual crimes against children. They're being fined $4,000 a day in San Diego because they would rather hide their list of 23,000 pedophiles. Kingdom Halls are being sold left, right, and center because of the decreases. Publications are being severely cut back, including their prize Watchtower, No More Yearbook. Their first leader boldly declared, "We will never solicit donations." Yet what do we see? Constant solicitations for donations. And again, more solicitations for donations, coercing funds. Here are a few more details of what I just showed you. As mentioned, a lawyer in Canada has filed a $66 million class action child sexual abuse lawsuit against JW.org. Now, this may cost the organization a lot more money in punitive damages. Juries are not very sympathetic to organizations who pretend to be clean but protect pedophiles, allowing them to molest thousands of victims through their destructive policies. They would rather look the other way and wait on Jehovah than do anything. If you were a victim in Canada, please contact the Higgerty Law Firm. I'll put the link in the description below. This slide relates to the ongoing Jose Lopez sexual abuse case by an elder in San Diego who the organization knew was a pedophile, yet they deliberately assigned him to study and help some of the young boys in the congregation. He went on to molest more than half a dozen of them, and perhaps even more than that. The organization was asked to produce their list of JW pedophiles, which is said to be around 23,000. Because they keep resisting the law and refuse to give their list to the authorities, they are being sued $4,000 a day. All they have to do is obey the law and hand over the list. But they would rather pay these huge fines. They have a lot to hide, you see. So Jehovah is cursing them. As mentioned, there are Kingdom Halls being closed left, right, and center, especially in the Western world. And here in Canada, we see a list of 10 different Kingdom Halls that are about to be sold. This is affecting 43 different congregations. This letter here was read out at the annual meeting, detailing all the various publications that were being relegated to the junk pile, including the yearbook. This is a book that has been published for about 100 years. As mentioned, we also see major cutbacks in the amount of Watchtower and Awake magazines being printed, only 3 of them a year for the public. The organization had long prided itself that they would never beg nor petition men for support. Here we see some quotes from Jehovah's Witness publication. It's talking here about where Charles Russell said that we believe Jehovah, we have Jehovah for its backer. And while this is the case, it will never beg nor petition men for support. When he who says, "All the gold and silver of the mountains are mine," fails to provide necessary funds, we will understand it to be time to suspend the publication. And it goes on to further say that they do not pass collection plates or send out letters of solicitation. And it also says that we have never considered it proper to solicit money for the Lord's cause, after the common custom. It is our judgment that money raised by the various begging devices in the name of our Lord is offensive, unacceptable to him, and does not bring his blessing, either upon the givers or the work accomplished. So if it doesn't bring a blessing, but yet they're doing it, aren't they? It must be that they are being cursed. So according to their own publications, they are not going to be blessed because we keep seeing letters like this one soliciting funds. Give us $14, each publisher to give $14 a year to an emergency fund. And that's in addition to the circuit overseer car fund or whatever they have set up for the circuit overseer to look after him. Then they've got other donations that they want for the literature, and they want other donations for the worldwide work. And it just goes on and on. They say they don't ask for donations, or they never did, and they wouldn't be blessed if they did it, yet they're doing it. So this is why they're being cursed. And as you may know, they also own all the kingdom halls. They've done some kind of a hall grab where the congregations no longer pay the mortgages that they owed before. They said, oh, we forgive you for the mortgages, but now we want you to give the exact same amount forever. There's no end date. I don't know how people didn't see through this. It's really weird. But at the end of the day, they're going to be paying forever for their kingdom hall. And when the organization, like in Canada, when I read that those 10 kingdom halls are about to be sold, when they decide to sell them, they take all the money for themselves. So all the money you donated, all the time and the labor and the efforts you put into it are all for nothing because the organization is doing a cash grab and they decide that they will take it. And as I said, there's no end to the solicitations taking place. Take a look at this long JW broadcast that Stephen Lett did, where he went begging for money.
Sometimes we may feel a little shy to talk about the financial needs of the organization. That is understandable, because we in no way want to be categorized with other organizations, religious and otherwise, that coerce their supporters to donate. In doing the math, we found that the amount of money flowing out will be much greater than the amount of money that we have coming in at this time.
And if this wasn't bad enough, they now have about a 12-minute or something video showing all the different ways, hi baby, that you can donate to the organization. I don't know about you, but I sense more curses coming on. Let's have a look at some of the video. I'm not showing the entire thing. It's really boring. But I did make a few modifications, but I think you'll be able to see where I modified it.
Jehovah's people are generous and want to give. Let each one do just as he has resolved in his heart, not grudgingly or under compulsion.
For JW.org loves a cheerful giver.
One of many ways we can display this generous spirit is through our financial donations. We are familiar with placing a contribution in the boxes labeled Contributions for the Worldwide Work at our local Kingdom Hall. Recently, the organization has made some changes to allow for donating online. Anyone can make donations online by creating an account if they don't already have one. This makes donating simpler both for you and for the organization. You can set up recurring donations so that this is done automatically every month.
My biggest challenge in making donations was remembering to put the donation in the box. But one day I was on the JW website and saw that there was a way to make online donations. And what was even better was that I could program an automatic donation of the same amount every month. So every month I receive a receipt that my donation has gone through. And that makes me very happy because I can help Jehovah every month.
Clearly, Jehovah wants us to be generous. Be generous. Give it now.
I find this next segment rather insulting to older folks. The organization wants the money from everyone, okay? Make no mistake, including the money from little old ladies. I mean, assuming the sister you're going to watch in the next clip was somebody who's been a Jehovah's Witness her entire life, that means that she would have given up everything for the organization. A career, perhaps getting married, having children, perhaps, well, she probably has no retirement income now. She may not even have a proper roof over her head because she didn't buy a house. But they want her money as well.
Well, each month when I watch JW Broadcasting and see all the things that are going around over the earth, I would like to show them my appreciation for this hard work that the brothers do. And now the way I can do that, since I'm no longer able to do much physically, is by writing them a check and this letter of appreciation.
So they basically just said that she's not entirely useless. She does have money, and therefore she can still give it to them. You know what? It actually gets even worse. Take a look at this clip I found of governing body member Samuel Hurd. I don't know if you recall, but he's the one that said that he felt that women had smaller brains than men and therefore were not as capable.
And I'm just a little old sister who finds it hard to squeeze out a word of encouragement to others.
What on earth was that? I mean, in all fairness, I don't know the context of why he said that, but it's a very weird thing for somebody, and very unprofessional for somebody like him to say. I mean, here's somebody that we already know has a very low opinion of women. And yet he comes up there, he's telling us that he's of the anointed class and he's going to be ruling over us. He's going to be higher than angels. But you know what? No worries for him or for any of his posse. This old sister will give the only thing that she feels that she's good for to the organization, her money. So all is not lost. Ugh. Notice, okay, so for the next segment, notice how many times they throw Jehovah in our faces. And of course, when they say returning it to Jehovah, they actually mean returning it to them. I mean, you have to admit, it's pretty convenient that Jehovah's bank account also happens to be their bank account. And since Jehovah doesn't seem to be accessing his bank account, well, why shouldn't they be accessing it?
Other methods of donating might involve charitable planning. We could arrange to give assets at our death through a will, trust, life insurance policy, or retirement plan.
See? It's right here in the Bible.
During our life or at our death, we could also donate certificates of deposit, stocks and bonds, as well as saleable real estate.
We are living in the days when unexpected events take place, just as the Bible foretold. So we decided to make charitable plans so that our material assets can be used to advance Jehovah's work.
Jehovah's money.
Every worthwhile thing we have also comes from Jehovah.
Jehovah's money.
I feel privileged to return to Jehovah
Jehovah's money.
what I originally received from him.
Jehovah's money.
And I think this deep joy in my heart is the very blessing that I receive from Jehovah.
Jehovah's money.
There are many forms of giving. Go to the donation information page to see what options are available in your country. However, some types of donations typically require planning or additional information. Exodus 35:5 and 21 says, "Take up a contribution for Jehovah
Jehovah's money.
from among yourselves. Let everyone with a willing heart bring a contribution for Jehovah,
Jehovah's money.
gold, silver, copper. Then everyone whose heart impelled him, and everyone whose spirit incited him, came and brought their contribution for Jehovah."
Jehovah's money.
Just as the Israelites knew what options they had in giving to Jehovah,
Jehovah's money.
we want to know the different ways that we can make donations and the tools we can use to do so. Please take time to review these options on the donation information page and use the methods and tools that are best for you. No matter how we choose to donate, we can be confident that just as in the days of Moses, the donations we make support pure worship.
Wow, such craziness. You know, the more and more I see of this organization, the more I realize that they have morphed into this completely different, bizarro, materialistic shell of what they used to be when I was a member all those years. It's like, you had a good run, you've tricked us all, now just time to pack things up and move it along. I just want to be clear, though, for people watching my videos, I'm not trying to bring down JW.org. I have no control over what they do. And the fact of the matter is, even if they did fall apart completely, there would still be a large amount of members who would still believe it. And they would morph or find another organization, another cult to follow. So they're really no better off. But my goal is to help those who feel trapped inside of it. They feel that they're alone. They feel they have nowhere to go. I'm here to tell you that there is a large community of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. And in fact, there's a lot of other people too, like ex-Mormons and ex-Scientologists who understand, they get it, what you've been through. And they are just as Jesus described in the Bible when he said that there would be sheep who would be strewn about and like sheep without a shepherd, and used and abused by these man-made leaders, professing to be Jesus. And Jesus knows that they are all just phonies and liars, and they themselves are the apostate organization. And that's why, as you can see clearly, Jehovah is cursing JW.org now. And it's time to get out of this organization and live your life and realize that there's so much happiness out here. There's so many great people that you can meet, and so many things you can do with your life apart from a cult that's just going to zap you of everything. And then when you're old, say, oh, you're good for nothing, but we'll take your money. So thanks to social media, people are waking up. And shows like Leah Remini's show on Scientology and the Aftermath, it's exposing what these cults are really all about. You're just going to keep hearing more and more about lawsuits and more about decreases. And this should prove to be a sign to you that this is not Jehovah's organization. He is not blessing it. He never really did, in fact. He's cursing it now. Time to get out and live your life. So thank you very much for watching my video. And I really appreciate all of you and all the different messages I got from you while I was on my little hiatus. I don't know when I'm going to do another video. I'm just taking it one day at a time. And I hope you are too. And we'll see you another time. Bye-bye.